Welcome back to part 6 of the Mark IV R32 rebuild. Now in the last video we managed to get the R32 started. Which is a massive milestone to say. Just a few months ago this thing was ready for scrap, it was going to get crushed. It was sat outside my unit on no wheels, no engine, nothing. So yeah, massive milestone getting this, getting an engine in and getting it started. So I'm really happy. However, there is still loads to do. We only got it started, we couldn't let it run because there's no radiator. In fact, let me show you. So currently we have no radiator, no fans, nothing. It's literally the engine's in. We can't even change gear at the moment because this lever ain't attached and we've got no connections there. We need to get a scuttle panel on. We need to get some plastic trims here. We need to do loads and loads. We need to get a washer bottle, a coolant bottle, just loads. And in this video, I'm going to be fitting a brand new Scorpion exhaust. Why Scorpion and not Miltech? I just prefer the Scorpion sound and look, and we'll take a look at that shortly. So before all that, I need to sort this lot out, and I'm not going to bore you with a video of me putting it all together. I am literally just going to flick straight over to another clip where this will all look a lot better. 3, 2, 1. And just like that, it is finished. Only joking, of course. Yeah, so it's looking a lot better now. We've got an airbox on. I've even gone out and bought an engine cover. £150 for an engine cover with the plastic bit. We've got the coolant bottle and coolant in. Washer bottle. Front end is on, but obviously it's not done. I do need to get a new slam bar. In fact, I need to get a whole new slam panel because this has got red overspray on it. I need to plumb up the aircon. Loads of little bits. However, it can be run for a lot longer now. It can get up to temperature. Enough time for me to get the car on the ramp and we can fit this exhaust and get it sounding a lot better now. Some of you may have noticed that there is an exhaust on there. However, this does not fit the OEM cap or D cap because it was customized when this car was turboed previously, years and years ago. So when I take it off, I'll explain a little bit more. However, for now, let's get this thing on the ramp. Actually, I need to tidy this place up and get the ramp cleared, and then we'll get the car on the ramp, get the exhaust on, and see what it's sounding like. So let's have a little look and I'll explain, well, I'll show you what I was on about. So this Miltech exhaust, which you can see there, has been modified. Quite clever actually, because this is where the normal pipes would go, and then someone's welded this extra pipe on with a valve to here and around here, and then they've stepped up the pipe work to what looks like a 3-inch, but then over here it squashes flat. Now I don't know if that's been done on purpose. I can't see any obvious marks on it to say that it's been done in transport or anything like that. So yeah, it's not going to fit the Miltech decat that's on this system. I will be swapping this out for a OEM cat for MOT, and then I'll be getting a sports cat probably when the other engine comes in. Underneath here, it doesn't look too bad. I do now remember this car had a blue Haldex controller, and I remember taking it off and selling it because they're worth quite a lot of money. So this has got no Haldex controller at the moment, so I need to get that sorted obviously. But rust wise, just obvious stuff. I mean, I've had a lot of Mark IV R32s that are like this. You know, when you buy a car, you can't look underneath it. These cars are now 20 years old. So I think get this all refurbished. Ooh, just noticed this arm's bent, which I'm assuming, no, because this wasn't the side the car was crashed on. Well, that's interesting. Well, it's going to get replaced anyway, but it's a shame because it's an adjustable one and it might have been able to be brought back to life. I don't know, doesn't really matter. It's going to come out anyway. So yeah, I reckon refurbish all these arms, get new bushes, get them powder coated, subframe, get the Haldex tidied up. Obviously we're going to put a new exhaust on today, and I think underneath here is not going to look too bad. Obviously we've got the obvious folded jack points because some Mark IV owners don't know how to jack up a car, or some garages. I have noticed a oil leak. Well, I knew we had an oil leak anyway. It looks like it's just coming from the sump plug, so I'll get that sorted as well. I'll probably get that sorted when we service it. As I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of pipe works that are not plugged in, mainly the aircon and the steering rack pump pipe work. But anyway, yeah, underneath's not too bad. We're going to get this exhaust off anyway, and get the Scorpion on, because that's what we're here for. Now, who doesn't like shiny new parts? Right, first part out. And that is the non-res. Went for the non-resonated version because I'm a man. I'm going to assume those are the tips and some clamps, I'm assuming. Even got instructions. And the back box. And this is why I prefer the Scorpion over the Miltech. This part here, you've got two back boxes, and when it's on the car, it just looks a lot better over the single one. Now, what I normally do when I have a Mark IV R32 is I cut this section out, and what that does, it allows you to see, get up here a bit, it allows you to see the exhaust through here. This is quite an old school modification that people have been doing for years. It's not something that I've come up with. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it on this car, just because I don't want people to moan, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get this unpacked and start putting it on the car. Well, we need to get the old one off, get this unpacked and get it on.
Westy on Productions.
So the old exhaust is off. and the new one is unpacked, ready to go on. Look at that. You know what? I am going to cut them parts out and make it visible. That's too nice to hide away. And it's going to probably be the cleanest thing on the car. So what I'm going to do, basically, like I said, this is an old school mod, it's nothing new, is just cut this section away. And then you'll be able to see the exhaust through these holes, because currently they're hidden by them. So I'm going to get the grinder out, get to it, get the exhaust fitted, and get to listen to this thing. And there we have it, the exhaust is on. I'll give you a little look underneath before we drop it down. I'm glad it came with this clamp because I never had one. So it came with that clamp, of course this clamp, and then the clamps for the tips as well. So yeah, looking a lot better under here now. Let's see how it sounds. I'm going to try and get a view of how that looks through them gaps. I think you can see it a little bit there, but let's drop it down a little bit and I'll show you what I've been talking about. So this is the gap I've been banging on about. Now that this is clear, you can see the nice shiny exhaust through it, and also what I meant by having two back boxes. It just looks a lot better. Hopefully you agree. Still some adjustment to do with the tips as well. I've just stuck them in place because I want to see how this thing sounds, and I'm sure you guys do too. So the spec of it is a Scorpion non-resonated exhaust onto a D-cap. Now I don't know about you, but I think that sounds amazing. Big smile on my face, of course. Really happy. I'm really happy with the way this thing's going. Just goes to show you what you can do on your own when you don't have to rely on people. That's when my projects fall flat on their face, is when I have to send them off elsewhere for work to be done. This will be getting sent off for a few bits and bobs. It will need a full service, Hardex service. Obviously we're going to get the stuff powder coated underneath, and a few more bits and bobs. Obviously I'm talking about the air ride situation as well. what I will say, guys, listen, this is currently up on the competition page, levelupgiveaways.co.uk. Go and grab a ticket for it. I know it's not finished, but all the money that comes in from people purchasing tickets nice and early means that I can continue to modify this car. That is why it has taken so long. Talking about it, actually, let's have a look how much this thing has cost so far. We did it previously, I think part 1 or part 2, talking about how much this thing is costing, and that's the whole reason this project started. So yeah, let's go over to the whiteboard and see what it's cost so far up until now. But before we get into that, if you're watching this on the 9th of July, you have a chance of winning this Mark 5 Golf Edition for just 49p. The spec on this thing is huge. Look at the seats. It's got a pair of Recaro wingbacks that have been retrimmed front to back in leather and tartan cloth. It's got a Mark 6 steering wheel. The door cards match the lot. The spec on this thing is huge. Go and check it out. 300 brake horsepower. Yeah, the spec's too long to list. Go and check it out. If you're watching today, you can win this today for 49p. Right, let's find out how much this thing has cost me so far. Right, starting with the shout, £500. And you might be thinking, well, you had the shout already. Why does it cost £500? Well, the shout was going to be scrapped. I bought this car ages ago, stripped it, and was ready to go to the scrapyard. Before that, I would have taken off a few parts, including the boot, the four-wheel drive, and other things like that. And the total amount for that, I said to myself, was £500. So that's where that figure has come from. Body kit, £1,500. Headlights were £150 because they were damaged. Door cards were £100. Bonnet was £50. The TRC kit, which is the front splitter, not this one because I've put an older one on for now, and then the side skirts as well, they were £280. The US rear lights were £150. The steering wheel was £150 because it's quite badly worn. The alley trim parts, which includes the center console around the radio and the door pull and the door handle, they were £200. The R32 pedal set, which is a dead pedal, and the 3 pedals, obviously the clutch, the brake, the accelerator, they are £150. The dash trims and the glove box, £50, which is a really good price. The rear quarter repair, £600 because this car was damaged on the other side. The engine conversions, this is where the price jumps up, £3,000. Now that is for 2 engines. So once the other engine has been, not repaired, but we're sending it off to get the clutch, flywheel, chains, tensioners, all that sort of stuff done. When that comes back, that one will go in, this one can be sold, and then we can take that off the total amount. The exhaust, which you saw me fit today, shout out to ID Works for supplying that exhaust, not for free because I'm not a big YouTuber, so I do have to pay for things. But shout out to them for getting it to me really, really quickly, is what I'm trying to say. Engine cover was £150. The rad pack, which includes the fans, the slam panel, and the crash bar, was £75,000. £75. Seats, £600, which still need repairing. Paint to the body kit, because when I got it, it was in primer, so £500 to get that painted to match the car. Door and the wing that you saw me change in a previous video, £120. The rack, subframe, arms and hubs, which you saw me change in a previous video because the ones that came on the car were absolutely rotten, £300. And then the clocks / ECU, and then getting the IMO taken off as well, £300. So that brings the total cost of this build so far to £9,410. £9,410. Yes. Now if you look on eBay or Facebook or AutoTrader or anything like that, the price of these cars are kind of up and down. However, you could definitely get a better R32 than this currently for that or less. So cost-wise, has it been worth it? No, but this isn't why I've done it. So that's kind of irrelevant, but at the same time, it's still £9,410 that I've spent building this car. So it's quite a lot of money, and this is where you guys come in to help. I have been building this now for a few months, and when I started it, I actually put it up on my website, levelupgiveaways.uk. You can actually go and purchase a ticket for this right now. And yeah, it might seem silly because the car's not finished. However, all the money put into the purchase of the tickets is used to modify the car. So far to date, we have raised, let me check actually, because I think I got the figure wrong earlier. Well, quite a lot, £2,939. So yeah, I thought it was a little bit less than that. I think I was saying £2,000 before. So £2,939 has been raised so far. Obviously, you've got to take your fees off for the merch and stuff. So that is quite a lot of money. So shout out to anyone that's been buying tickets so far. That total amount can obviously be taken off this amount, bringing the cost down. And then, like I said, the engine, the spare engine that we've got as well will be sold in the future to bring the cost down as well. Now, I can see the cost of this car getting to around £20,000. So every ticket you guys purchase will be very, very helpful, because I am funding it right now myself. No support, no sponsorship, nothing like that. And we still need to get the car fitted with air ride. We still need a set of wheels, because these wheels are not staying on the car. The car's going to get wrapped. Still need some body work. The seat needs repairing still, and this, that, and the other. So, that is not including labour either. If you take my time into consideration, fitting all the parts, collecting the parts from here, there, and everywhere, yeah, the price is going to go up even more. But anyway, that's not what we're on about. I've enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. We're really getting somewhere now with this. It starts, it drives, it moves. The next video on this will be probably getting the MOT ready, and then we can go on a first drive somewhere in this car. So yeah, really excited. And if you are, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and catch me in the next video. Make sure you stay tuned for the next video, because the next one is going to be interesting, and it's not on this car. So yeah, until next time, see you later. Bye bye.